go.
Hello, welcome back to Jazzgrass Gaming.
Where
Holy
we've been
fucking
talking about
shit.
the future and the inevitable. Death.
What the?
Because holy shit, man. The moment you start recording, you start looking around being like, what's going on?
I pressed recording, then I looked at the fucking ashtray where I put my joint.
Where's your joint, dude?
Are you sitting on my motherfucking joint? Oh no, man, it's a waste of weed. If it broke.
No, not sitting on your joint. Are you sitting on your joint?
I'm sitting on my joint!
You fucking idiot.
How did it fall out of the fucking ashtray?
Well, that's gonna smoke like ass now.
Oh. Borrowing your lighter.
Yeah, that'll make it better.
It's like
It's so nice and flat.
It's a flat stick. It's like a plank.
Looks like one of those fucking.
man.
Oh yeah, we're dealing with this motherfucker again.
So man, yeah, but
Yay.
right now we're using the black Knight clave. I equipped that last week to just to show you the cheese.
Cheese 'em.
Yeah. So you know.
We got the cheese. What the frickins?
But yeah, man. So we were super close to finishing, and in the meantime, you know, we're also getting pretty far in the uploads. Luckily,
Like that's a nice thing. Like
We're making
how many
progress
do
on
we
it.
have left? You think?
we have approximately, well, from let's say that including the episodes that we still are going to record until we finish the game. Let's say that's gonna last another 4 or 5 episodes, right? Let's say that. That means that there's gonna be an approximate 173 more episodes from where we currently are. We currently have uploaded up until episode 67.
Man, that's a lot of episodes.
Actually, no, wait, from episode 60. Let's say the episode 70 uploads from. From there, it should be about 173. Approximate.
Also, I love how you were like, how do we get so many fucking episodes? And like last episode I watched yesterday, the one that dropped at midnight.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I noticed the part because it's at the part where I'm like complaining about how hard the boss is, and you go off on me. It's like, you think this is hard? You think this is hard? Get ready for some bullshit. And I think that's why we got so many, dude. I think I figured it out. You're like just the fucking DLC alone, man.
Like, just I mean, the DLC alone is probably gonna take up like 2/3 of the.
I feel like there's a lot of
Like, the
time
amount of
wasted
time that we
in
spent
the
in that?
DLC.
Holy shit! Like, just like Ashes of Ariando, like we got through fairly okay. I feel like, but the Raid City has been such a drag.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh. Let me do a cheeky little heal. Get away from your spiel.
Now you guys might know that all Jazzgrass, we don't particularly care too much about your continuation or like the actual in-game progress continuation. So sometimes we'll delete an episode if it's literally too boring to upload, and that's a pretty low standard for us, right? So if it doesn't meet that super low standard, really. So, but even with that, yeah, no, like Dark Souls 3 is gonna like even with
What the?
like
You
with
can't
the
even
DLC,
roll out of that bullshit.
with the DLC. I'm pretty sure we also just like I remember spending a lot of time just not like off record just grinding, but actually grinding the areas we were supposed to do on the playthrough, just so we could get through it on the playthrough.
I know, right? Oh wait.
And then even then we struggled like a bitch because we're just not very good at video
We're not
games
super
in general.
good.
I mean, like, it's the usual reasoning you hear from most Let's Plays. It's like, oh yeah, because we're holding a conversation while playing. And it's difficult to focus on both the game and the person next to you, talking to you, whatever the fuck. Or
Nice
you
one
talk
to
to the
have.
audience if you're alone. Yeah, I mean, you got pretty
I
far.
got pretty far. Now, then again, I'm not talking a lot.
I mean, for the first try of the day. But with us, we get the added bonus if we're high as shit.
Yeah, we're playing this on extra hard mode. Don't worry, guys.
Right. But I kind of like doing that. I mean, in War Thunder, for example, we always talk about the
just
games we're
vibing.
currently addicted to. So let's talk some more War Thunder. We were picking the nations we were going to start out with, right? Dennis picked the USSR, Shane picked Germany, Sebas picked America.
You know, we got the big three going on.
I was like, who am I gonna pick? Who am I gonna pick? And I looked around. Oh, look at talk about War Thunder.
Yeah, I know. Nice.
War Thunder. But yeah, man. So I was looking around at the different factions, and I thought to myself, man, like China looks like a pretty challenging tech tree because they don't have a lot, and the climb is very steep. So you just smash headfirst into a grind wall.
Well, you go from rank to rank. Like you get one vehicle in a rank, and then you go to the next rank.
Exactly. So, so I've been playing as China to give myself an extra because I like doing that. Like you'll see me do that quite often, where I make things more difficult than they need to be.
Yeah,
just for the fun. Like when I'm fighting a boss fight, or when I'm doing a friendly PvP. Like for example, when I PvP versus Damien or Shane, those two guys are very good at video games, and those two guys are very much like way more into. Well, they're more like the winning is what's fun.
Yeah.
But for me, the participating is what's fun. Like,
we go for the participation
because
trophy.
I think the show that you make out of it is it should be what's funny, and not like, oh, I won, so that's fun. And it's like because at that way you risk having that issue where you lose and you immediately stop having fun because you didn't win.
Exactly, that's what started with.
When I PvP against Damien and Shane, I tend to lose because I picked like very random weapons because I like to mix it up. I like to give myself a challenge, and like because I can win any PvP very simple by just cheesing them with a great sword. I don't know what you're thinking, Brian. Don't use heavy weapons in PvP. They're the easiest to parry. It would surprise you how difficult it can be to parry when the person you're fighting against is using just only the most bullshit cheese attacks on you with it. And that's what I could do, but I won't. But I always have the issue when I'm Dark Souls PvPing with Damien and Shane is that they go all out and take out all the cheese tactics that they can, right? And I was like, you're not in the wrong for doing it, Shane, but it is very boring to fight against. It's like, I get what you're going for. You want to win because that's the point. And you're right, it is the point if you enter in competition or whatever, you're having a challenge, that you win.
We're just fighting with buddies.
But yeah, like, come on. But, you know, like Shane understands that and he'll pick out like the most random stuff. You know, to fight with, like, give himself lots of handicaps. With Damien, that's a little bit more difficult because you know, because he's always done that.
Yeah.
And I'm not of course not talking off Damien. This is just perspectives matter. For some people, you know, playing to win, you know, only makes sense, and that's definitely true. To other people, the journey is a lot more fun. Like it's a journey versus destination kind of thing, and neither perspectives are either wrong or correct. Like they're both equally correct. But yeah, man, with Damien will just fucking stomp you with all the fucking might he can pull out of the closet for that win. And it's like, oh man, Damien, you see me pull out an unreinforced whip? Come on. Don't give me the fucking Farron Greatsword bullshit.
Like he's the guy who will go full force against Tuller.
Well, he's the guy who will pull out the twin ultra greatswords.
Get out of his fucking roll, the last fucking.
And then just like do the combos and
couldn't
nothing
get out
else.
of his fucking attacks.
You know that? You know that strat?
Yeah, you showed it to me.
The ringed twin ultra great swords. Just combo after combo. And it's cool because it does make for a very flashy fight, but it is like kind of cheesy to deal with.
It's fun if you're both gonna do it.
Yeah, we put on this dope ass outfit.
Yeah, dude, I'm not taking it off. This looks fucking epic, son.
This is the best combo we found so far.
Like this looks like an alien fucking knight.
Exactly.
That's what I like about it. It's
Yeah,
a knight from space. It's like imagine having a fucking universe where they have figured out space flight, but they're still just going around like normal knights fighting and shit.
Well, I reckon it's like. I imagine imagine a universe where almost every planet has been colonized, right? At that point, if you're using laser weapons, lasers keep going.
Yeah, they never stop.
So, well, I mean, eventually they stop, but in space they go for ridiculous distances.
They gotta hit something.
So, what would so theoretically, if every, like, let's say you have a universe where almost every planet is colonized, like that's a civilization is likely to outlaw the use of things like lasers, because eventually those lasers could hit planets. Like, sure, the chance is small, but if you have a super massive space battle going on between two factions or whatever, then some of those lasers will most definitely.
There's gonna be a lot of friendly fire.
Yeah,
there's gonna be a lot of civilian casualties.
So I
oops, there goes a planet.
Like I know that people are always like, oh, why the fuck are they using lightsabers in Star Wars if they're fucking space? Is like, what, shoot at one another, blah blah. It's like, no, actually it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because those are close quarter combat. The bullets, they don't shoot bullets that fly off in directions for forever. It sort of makes sense. And I reckon, but to come back to what you were saying, I feel like our character right now looks like an extra dimension. Like, remember the boss weapon guy from the first game? Who came from, what was it, Xena?
Fuck, I do remember
He had a Welsh accent, he had the horned helmet with the glasses. Like, if you got his outfit, you could literally buy his clothes from him.
Oh yeah, I remember that guy.
He was a pretty jovial fella, and his outfit was like the what you call it?
You'd find him in the cathedral, right? Or at the archive?
No.
Sieve's archive?
No, you find him in the sewers. Really close to Blighttown, like at the door to Blighttown.
Yeah, but you come across him. No, wait, I'm thinking about Dark Souls 2. Never mind.
When you come across him again, like to buy, like as a regular merchant, he is under the water duct, aqueduct. I mean, at the Undeadburg, like at Firelink Shrine. Remember where you find that soul item, where you have to jump from the cliff onto the lower bit of that bridge? That's where he was sitting there. And that dude was confirmed to be from a different universe because timelines were overlapping, and he got stuck in ours. I thought that was the most interesting fucking concept, and I thought it sucked that they didn't explore it more. The idea of a completely unrelated universe that isn't for the least bit like ours, but is like experiencing the same symptoms with the undead curse and all that.
Yeah.
Like
That's
that
what
runs parallel,
really
but completely different.
Because it feels kind of like a setup.
That was so interesting. It could have been an amazing DLC where you go to Xena's homeland or whatever the fuck.
Like, because that could be a cool thing they could have done, where you kind of go to Bloodborne's universe.
Dude, there is
or either
so
way
much.
Around.
There's so much they could have done.
And like even with Sekiro, like the way like that whole thing kind of carries out with the gods and like the undead thing. Like I really like it's a different scenario, but it comes down to the same philosophy of like undying and rebirth, which is really cool.
Definitely.
And like with those gods, yeah, you could have had like, because you do have one European knight in the game. Like the guy whose son like fell down the fucking bridge or something. Oh no, actually his son got taken by the monks to do experiments on, and he's just like, oh, I'll protect this bridge and see if I can get him. Like, that was pretty sad. Poor guy. Remember that guy on the bridge? What? So in Sekiro you had this one European knight on the bridge.
Oh yeah, who was doing stuff for his son, and you couldn't slice him because of his armor.
Yeah, you had to throw him off, and
like,
I figured that out.
I
figured that out very like because in my own playthrough I was just fighting this guy and fighting this guy and fighting this guy, and I was like, why can't I kill this guy? And then finally I figured it out, and I was like, oh yeah, that makes more sense. You gotta fucking kick him off. Like I like that about it, and that's why I'm kind of hyped about. Well, I'm not actually hyped because it's not gonna come for PC in a long time. But Dark Souls or not Dark Souls, Demon Souls, like that's coming out, because I hear that the boss fights are more like puzzles than an actual boss fight. Like you'll have this fight that's going on, but in the meanwhile you also have to.
Which game are you talking about?
Demon Souls.
Oh right, yeah. Oh dude.
So
but
you gotta.
The thing is, I don't know if it's gonna come out for PC.
It's not.
It's not.
It's not. Like it might, like very later on in the line, but
this is why I support piracy, by the way.
Yeah, definitely, same.
Like I know it's scummy, and I do buy all the games that I can, but if you're gonna tell me that it's gonna be an exclusive, like I'm not gonna buy a console for exclusive. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's what I hate about it.
That's fucking. I can see why people would buy, because it's very convenient for the layman, for someone who doesn't understand how to use a keyboard and mouse. It's perfectly understandable. you know, for someone who doesn't have the time or the wit or just the interest to learn how to set up and use a computer, like that's fair enough. For them, I could totally see it. But I'm a PC gamer, so for me, an exclusive isn't going to be enough to convince me to buy a €500 console. Was it 500? Was it 500?
Oh, it's not gonna be 500. The next one that's releasing, because I think it's gonna be on the new consoles.
Yeah, the PS5,
Yeah,
right?
the PS5 is gonna be like $1,000, dude. When
no way,
dude!
They can no longer claim that PC gaming is fucking more expensive.
It's super expensive.
What the
like,
hell?
it's
And then
gonna
you
be
need a 4K television as well to properly utilize the 4K functionality of it. Oh my goodness, mate! $1,000 for a console? That just... There's just less and less arguments for a PC gamer to buy.
I don't know
a console.
how expensive the Xbox.
Like, I know some
be.
dudes that play on PC predominantly, but buy a €500 console just to play the exclusives.
Yeah, that's stupid, dude. I wouldn't do that.
I mean, if you can afford to, go right ahead, but I always think it's a bit silly. I think that's always a bit like, why would you support such weird
Well, I do
business
like
practices?
that Microsoft is going more in the way of like Xbox games also going to the PC, because it's basically the same operating system.
Well, yeah.
Like that,
I mean,
that's their smart move.
like, that's pretty clever. But you know what I hate? That now they're being like, oh yeah, we're allowing backwards compatibility. Aren't we just the fucking best? And it's like, wait, well, no, you shouldn't have stopped doing that in the first place. Like, if you just decided not to stop that, you wouldn't have to make a big deal out of it. But I guess I don't know, man. Like, I feel like the gaming industry is just rife with these things that are like, when you think about it, like most of these things are just ploys, right?
Yeah, they're all just trying
Whenever
to
they
get
say
all the
yeah,
single
like
money
all
out
these-
of you.
Like all these cool things that they're showing you is literally things that they could have done and should have done way sooner, and then they're parading it around like they're the best for doing it. No, you're not the best because you could have and should have done it sooner. Like, backwards compatibility should have always been a thing. Why wasn't it? Yeah, well, because the PS2 and PS3 were too different. People have been making emulators for PS2 games for years. For the PC.
Fucking hell, just lock on
And
to
that's a
them.
way different system than a PlayStation. Because
Oh,
PlayStation
whoa,
runs
whoa.
basically on a Unix-based system, right?
Oh fuck.
On like either Linux or Unix or something
would
like that.
not know,
FreeBSD, I thought it was.
I'm
maybe?
not. I don't know. I honestly wouldn't know.
But yeah,
not
so I
that
can
tech
imagine
shabby.
that porting it to an emulator for PC is like way more difficult.
Alright, I'll give it one more try, and that's the
I've seen it
next
happen.
episode.
In fact, I think I've seen Demon Souls being played on an emulator before.
Oh yeah, definitely. You can get Demon Souls on the emulator.
So honestly,
Because that's the thing, like especially with PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1, and older Xbox games. You know, we've been going 17, 18 minutes. What?
going 18 minutes. So
Yeah.
next episode,
See ya.
I'm gonna have the same conversation about anime.